I held the manila envelope tightly, my hands shaking. Inside were photos and recordings, proof of months of lies and manipulation. Sunlight streamed through the kitchen window, casting shadows over the evidence that would protect me and my daughter. My name is Elena Martinez, and I was ready to fight. It started small. My mother-in-law, Victoria Sinclair, was a powerful woman, wealthy, well-connected, and convinced she knew best about everything, especially raising a child. My daughter, Sophia, was only 3, smart, curious, and my whole world. But to Victoria, she was just another prize to control. At first, it was little things, comments about my parenting disguised as concern. She needs more structure. Are you sure she's eating well? Each word chipped away at my confidence. My husband, Michael, was caught in the middle. He loved me, but he also loved his mother, unable to see her manipulation. She never accepted me, a woman from a working-class family who had married into her prestigious name. But I wasn't going to let her win. One autumn morning, I got a call from Dr. Emily Roberts, a child psychologist I had spoken to before. Her voice was tense. "Elena, be careful. Someone's asking questions about Sophia. Your parenting, your past. They're trying to build a case against you." My heart stopped. I knew exactly who was behind it. I started collecting proof. Hidden cameras, voice recordings, notes of every conversation with Victoria. I found out she was working with a corrupt social worker to make me look like an unfit mother. Her goal? Take Sophia away from me. But she underestimated me. Growing up with a single mother, I had learned to be strong. I had studied law part-time and knew how to protect myself. I gathered every piece of evidence, recordings of Victoria's plans, messages proving her scheme, even bank transfers to the social worker. Michael refused to believe it. "She just wants what's best for Sophia," he said. But I knew the truth. The night before I made my move, I sat in my office, surrounded by files and evidence. Sophia slept peacefully in the next room. I looked at a picture of my mother, a woman who had fought for me my whole life. I wouldn't let Victoria take my child. Then my phone buzzed. A text from Victoria. "We need to talk about Sophia's future." I smiled. Oh, we would. Everything was ready. The trap was set, and Victoria had no idea what was coming. The morning arrived with a calculated precision. I dressed carefully, choosing a blazer that subtly concealed the digital recorder tucked inside. Every movement was deliberate, every detail planned. Victoria had requested a family meeting at her expansive estate, a tactical error she would soon regret. The grand living room, with its antique furniture and crystal chandeliers, had always been her battlefield. Today, it would become her downfall. Michael drove, seemingly unaware of the tension brewing beneath the surface. Sophia sat in her car seat, humming a cheerful melody, oblivious to the storm about to break. "Are you okay?" Michael asked, catching my distant gaze. I offered a calm smile. Everything will be fine. The Sinclair estate loomed before us, a monument to generational wealth and hidden secrets. Victoria stood at the entrance, her perfectly tailored suit a armor of social expectation. "Welcome," she said, her smile never reaching her eyes. The initial pleasantries were a dance of calculated politeness. Victoria's gaze constantly drifted to Sophia, possessive and calculating. I watched her, recording every micro-expression. "I've been concerned about Sophia's development," Victoria began, her tone dripping with manufactured concern. "Perhaps it's time we discuss her future more seriously." Michael shifted uncomfortably. "Mom, what are you talking about?" I remained silent, letting her continue. Rope her in, let her reveal her hand. Victoria produced a folder, meticulously prepared documents suggesting my inadequacy as a mother, fabricated reports from a social worker, carefully worded medical assessments, financial analysis questioning my capability to provide. "I've consulted with experts," she said, spreading the documents. "I believe Sophia would be better served with more stable guardianship." Michael looked shocked. "Mom, you can't be serious." But I saw the plan now. Complete. Calculated. A surgical attempt to strip me of my daughter. What Victoria didn't know was that every document she just presented was already documented. Every conversation recorded. Every meeting with the corrupt social worker mapped out in explicit detail. I reached into my bag, pulling out my own meticulously organized file. "Shall we discuss your definition of stability?" I said quietly. The next hour was a masterclass in strategic dismantling. bank transfers to the social worker, recorded conversations discussing their plan, explicit evidence of attempted manipulation of legal systems. Victoria's composure began to crack. Her perfectly manicured facade started to crumble piece by deliberate piece. Michael sat in stunned silence, watching as his mother's elaborate scheme unraveled. "You've been planning to take my child," he whispered, the betrayal cutting deeper than any physical wound. Victoria tried to recover, to spin a narrative of maternal protection, but the evidence was overwhelming, not just circumstantial, but hard, irrefutable proof. "I was trying to protect her," Victoria insisted, her voice losing its earlier confidence. "From what?" I asked coldly. "From a mother who loves her, who has dedicated her entire life to her child's well-being." Sophia played quietly, building a tower of blocks, unaware that her entire world was being dissected around her. The confrontation wasn't just about winning. It was about exposing a generational pattern of control, of manipulation disguised as concern. Michael finally saw his mother for what she truly was. Not a protective grandmother, but a calculated manipulator willing to destroy a family to maintain control. "I want a DNA test," Victoria suddenly demanded. "Prove she's even Michael's daughter." The room went silent. I smiled. A cold, calculated smile that made Victoria take a step back. "Are you certain," I said softly, "that you want to pursue that line of questioning?" The threat was clear. Family secrets have multiple layers, and I was prepared to unravel every single one. Victoria knew then. She had miscalculated completely. The meeting ended not with her victory, but with her retreat. Defeated. Exposed. As we left, Sophia still happily unaware, Michael turned to me. "How long have you known?" he asked. "Everything," I replied. "Always." The drive home was quiet, but it was the quiet of a battle won, of a family recalibrated, of boundaries firmly established. Sophia continued humming in her car seat. Innocent. Protected. Victoria had plotted to steal my child. She had no idea what I had planned. And this was just the beginning. The aftermath was not immediate, but methodical. Like a carefully orchestrated symphony, the consequences of Victoria's actions began to unfold with precision. Within weeks, the social worker involved in her scheme was under investigation. His career, his reputation, everything he had built, crumbled under the weight of documented evidence. Bank records, recorded conversations, explicit proof of attempted child custody manipulation. Michael's relationship with his mother transformed dramatically. The illusion of familial perfection shattered, replaced by a cold, calculated distance. He had discovered that protection sometimes means cutting out toxic influences, even when they share your blood. "I can't believe she would go this far," Michael said one evening, watching Sophia play in the living room. "All these years I thought she was just concerned." I understood his pain. Discovering the true nature of a parent is never easy. The legal proceedings moved swiftly. Victoria's attempt to challenge our custody was dead on arrival. Her reputation in the social circles she had so carefully cultivated began to crumble. Whispers replaced her once loud proclamations of family superiority. But this wasn't about revenge. This was about protection. My own network of support, professional contacts, legal advisors, even family friends, stood firmly behind me. They had witnessed Victoria's pattern of manipulation, her belief that wealth could solve everything. Sophia remained blissfully unaware. To her, life continued as always, filled with love, security, and endless possibilities. 3 months after the confrontation, an unexpected letter arrived. Handwritten. From Victoria. I read it carefully, my fingers tracing the elegant script. A request for mediation. A desire to understand, to potentially rebuild. Michael looked at me, uncertainty in his eyes. "What do you want to do?" I thought about my own mother, about generational healing, about the difference between protection and perpetual conflict. "We'll listen," I said, "but on our terms." The mediation was carefully structured, controlled environment, limited interaction, professional mediator present, every detail calculated to ensure Sophia's emotional safety. Victoria arrived looking diminished, the powerful matriarch reduced to a woman confronting her own limitations. "I was wrong," she said, the words seemingly difficult to articulate. "I thought I was protecting the family, protecting Sophia. Protection isn't manipulation." I responded quietly, Protection is love without conditions. Michael watched, silent, processing, healing. The mediator guided our conversation, not towards reconciliation, but understanding, establishing clear boundaries, defining what a relationship might look like if it could exist at all. No unsupervised contact, transparent communication, respect for our family's autonomy. Victoria agreed, not happily, but definitively. As we left, Sophia holding both our hands, I realized something profound. Victory wasn't about destroying Victoria. It was about creating a safe, healthy environment for our daughter. The legal documents were filed, the evidence preserved, a testament to a mother's determination to protect her child. Months passed. Life found its rhythm. Michael's architectural firm grew. I continued my work. Sophia thrived, curious, confident, loved. And Victoria, she remained on the periphery, allowed minimal supervised contact. A grandmother reduced to careful, controlled interactions. 1 year after that fateful confrontation, I found Michael looking through old family photographs. "Do you regret how things turned out?" I asked. He looked at me, then at Sophia playing nearby. "No," he said firmly. "I regret not seeing the truth sooner." Healing isn't linear. It's a journey of understanding, of setting boundaries, of choosing love over manipulation. Victoria had plotted to steal my child. She had no idea what I had planned. And in the end, the only thing stolen was her power to control us. Family isn't about blood. It's about protection. About love. About choice. And we had chosen our path. Clearly, definitively, unapologetically.